It's the Be Unfiltered podcast.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Be Unfiltered podcast. I'm gonna start by saying I don't even know what episode number this is, y'all. I think the last time I recorded was August, maybe September. I do not remember. I know that I definitely, if it was September, it had to be like the first week of September. So first off, I'm back. I felt like I owed you guys an end of the year episode. I owed you guys an episode, period, okay? I'm just gonna be honest. But per 2022, theme, shit has been going crazy. But I'm here in one piece. So what kind of, I'm in two pieces. We're broken under here, but you know, whatever. But all that aside, thank y'all for still being interested in listening, watching, all of that. First things first, if you are listening or watching or whatever, grab a shot. We're going to take a shot to the holidays, to 2023, to making it through, because it has been a crazy, crazy year for most of us. So I have my shot. I'm going to pause, or y'all pause, and take a second, and we're gonna take a shot together, okay? So y'all know I'm a Christmas girl. So every year, I've been doing this since 2017, I think. I go to the Miracle pop-up bar. I started by going to the one in New York City, and since then, I've either gone in New York, DC, or Houston every year. They have locations in various major cities in the country. So one of the years that I went, I think this was the last year I went to DC, which would have probably been 2020. I bought the, they do commemorative shot glasses and cute Christmas themed shot glasses. So this particular year, I got the mistletoe shot glass. If you look at the back, you'll see it says mistletoe. Y'all, I broke a nail the other day, so just excuse it. I'm struggling. Bad hair day, but I just wanted to do this for y'all. So don't be coming on here judging my appearance when I'm hanging on by a thread. But anyways, if you can see, it says mistletoe on it. So anyways, we're taking a shot. I got tequila. I started drinking this tequila I just discovered. It's called El Padrino. I'm drinking the Reposado version. And I'm gonna take the shot, and then we gonna catch y'all up. We'll talk about some things. And then I'm going to send y'all on your way to enjoy the holidays with y'all families. Okay. So now that's out the way, I got on a throwback Be Unfiltered podcast sweatshirt. Let that man go in peace. Because in 2022, y'all still not letting these niggas go in peace. Or women. I don't want to just put on the women. There's men who don't be letting the women go in peace either. So with that being said, I am ready to pod. You guys might notice this is a new background. I have since moved. Yeah, let's start there. Let's start with my September, okay? So I'm trying to think how much I want to tell y'all because I be coming here telling my business. And I'm drinking red wine. I know you're probably thinking Brittney crazy, but I do this all the time. I'm not going to drink a whole lot of liquor and drink wine, but if I drink too much liquor, I'll be in here telling y'all everything, and I'm not about to do that. So, y'all, my hair is really a mess today, so y'all just got to excuse me. I'm going to get it down for the weekend. I'm going to be cute. Anyways, so September. Let's pick up with September. I moved to a new apartment, and I did about 75%, I heard something in the hallway. I did about 75% of that move by myself. I only hired movers for the really big stuff or whatever. So I moved. While I moved, okay, wait, hold on. Wait, did I tell y'all about the really bad wedding I had? No. Oh my God, I have so much to tell y'all. Okay, so I don't think I told y'all. I couldn't have told y'all. There's no way. I don't recall recording, so there's no way. Okay, so let me go back a little bit. Let's go back to the beginning of September. I had a wedding, and I've been in business for 7 years, 8 years. Been in business for a little while. And honestly, I mean, this is not a flex or anything. Wedding planning just comes really natural to me. It's organization, timelines, all that has just always been something that I'm just good at, right? So it's not like super, super hard for me. Probably the hardest part is like the personalities. And usually I don't even have an issue with that. Like, I'm a people person. I don't really have many issues with that. Overall, the wedding went fine. It was just so many things that I went against my professional judgment to agree to that I shouldn't have. And in my gut at the time, I'm like, I know I'm going to regret this. And I ended up regretting it. The wedding went great, but it just, the night ended interestingly for my clients. It had nothing to do with me. So I was a bit stressed out after that wedding. There were some things that were going wrong that were out of my control. Of course, no one outwardly knew what was going on. The bride and groom didn't know what was going on, but behind the scenes it was chaotic. Thankfully, my assistant was a person that also is a wedding planner. She's been in the industry for several years as well. So together, brainstormed, everything went off without a hitch, but it was just very stressful to get it there. But I don't even want to tell y'all about all that. Let me tell y'all the part that was fucking traumatic. So I don't know if y'all know this or not, but when it comes to like things that I'm afraid of, I'm not gonna be like there's only a few things, but on the top of the list are snakes. Like, number one, I'm gonna make this a quick conversation because I lied to y'all not. Anybody who knows me really well will tell you I can't even talk about snakes that long because I will literally have a nightmare tonight about like a giant snake. And I mean by giant, like a snake that's like 5 stories tall and like huge. I know that's ridiculous. I know. I hate snakes. So this particular wedding was in a barn, and it was literally an old barn that like used to have horses. So like the bottom part of the barn, not where the reception was being held upstairs, but downstairs where they had the cocktail hour, was an actual old horse stable. It's like this huge building, and at the bottom you walk down these steps and there's like a horse stable down there. It literally smells like a horse stable. I'll be completely honest. Had they not chosen the venue before I came into the picture, I probably would have been like, it doesn't smell so great in here. It smells not exactly like a horse stable, but like you can tell some horses have been in there at some point years ago. It just smells musty, dusty, crusty, whatever Drake said, all of that, right? So we gotta talk about the album soon. So anyways, y'all, it's finally time for me to get a break. A bitch been ripping and running all day. All she wanna do is eat, right? So first things first, the catering company completely plays me and my assistant with the whole like meal or whatever. But I'm like, you know what? Forget it. Just gonna go down there and eat. So this old horse stable, you gotta think it's like made by bricks, and there's like holes in the bricks, and it has like this whole aesthetic look, and it's just not a look for me. It's very country western, looking or whatever. But I'm like, whatever. Nothing alarmed me. Down there eating with my assistant, and I hear like a thud, like something thick has hit something else. And, I didn't see anything in my direct line of sight, but I moved my eyes over a bit, looked directly ahead, and there is a hole in the wall. And there's a snake coming out of that hole in the wall. Oh my God. Yo, I lost my shit. I'm talking about threw the plate, cup, the fork, everything, grabbed up my shit. I just hustled up the steps. Didn't even ask my assistant if everything was cool. She had to grab my... Y'all, if it were up to me, the wedding would have been over. I would have canceled the wedding. Everybody had to go. If it was my wedding, the wedding would have been canceled. I don't want to get married in a building where a snake is at. Even if it is in the fucking wall, I don't want to be there. So I'm like, really, like, this is not... No. So it just took what was already a high stress situation and made it higher. And I know this is gonna sound absolutely ridiculous, but I kept hearing the thud in my head over and over and over, and I was like just traumatized. And so it just made for a really, really shitty start to September. Okay, just that. And I know y'all are thinking that's extremely ridiculous and Brittney's being extra, and I am kind of extra, like, y'all know me. But honestly, I don't play about snakes. So that happened. That wedding was very, very high stress for me. During that time, I was kind of talking to this guy. Things were starting to just not be that great. And yeah, it was just like, what the fuck is going on? So then I get back from VA, which is where the wedding was at. And I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure like I either got COVID at that wedding or I don't remember, y'all. My memory is really, really bad. But anyways, so my friend is getting married that following weekend. So I have the wedding that weekend. The next weekend, my friend is getting married and I'm in her wedding. Mind you, I've only been in one other wedding and I was the only bridesmaid in that wedding. And I was asked to be a bridesmaid on like a Wednesday and the wedding was on a Friday. So we're not talking about like a whole bridal experience. So I don't really have any experience being the bridesmaid, right? I am the wedding planner or the bride. Y'all know I've been married before. So I don't have any experience, but I'm like super excited for my friends. Shout out to Kristen and Lance. So I'm really excited or whatever, but like I feel my body. Okay. Did I tell y'all about Belize? I think I told y'all I went to Belize. So Belize was a good vacation, but it just wasn't relaxing, right? That was in August. So I get back from Belize and I'm starting to feel like life is like coming down on me. Like I'm starting to feel like slowly but surely it's trickling down, like the stress. So then comes that wedding. My bride and my groom were super needy at that wedding, or up to that wedding and the wedding. But like once that was out the way, I'm like, cool, I'll unpack that. Like it's cool, everything went perfect, no big deal. So then I get home that week or whatever, and I'm having to pack because I'm moving. And my friend is getting married that weekend. So I have to be out of my apartment like that Wednesday, Thursday, and I have to fly out to Charlotte on that Friday. So there's a few things. And I'm gonna be really, I hate when I do this, but I'm gonna just be very transparent. So I felt my mental health like kind of declining, and not in a way of like depression, but in a way of like, girl, sit your ass down somewhere. You're worn out and like you need a mental break. But during this time, I have to move. I have to be at my friend's wedding, and I still have an October wedding that I still have to pull off or whatever. And like I told you, I'm kind of talking to this guy, and it was just kind of starting to decline. And I was like, ugh, you know, like not feeling anything. So I doing all this moving. I make it to her wedding, and her wedding was high stress for me because like just the traveling. I had gotten to the point where I was traveling every week, right? Somewhere. I was going somewhere. If it wasn't Belize, it was VA. It was just a lot. And I'm like, I don't even want to be on a plane. But I'm like, I gotta show up, I gotta be hyped for her. So in my head, I had this whole game plan. Part of this game plan was the fact that I knew my ex-boyfriend, who I had not talked to for 9 months, was going to be at this wedding. And I had made like this whole game plan of just like, girl, get in and get out. Like, don't just get in and get out, right? Because I just was like, no. So that is creating a large amount of anxiety in my head because, you know, I'm like, you know, I'm just going to be honest. Y'all know how y'all just be wanting to make sure you look super bomb when you see your ex. So you can be like, now nigga, what? So that's kind of what I was doing. I was kind of like, you know, I want to make sure I look my best. I want to feel my best. I want to exude like bomb ass life energy because my life is bomb. So it's like but I wanted to make sure he felt that shit when he seen me, right? So I'm like, I've created this whole game plan in my head, and not even like nothing fake. It was just like, if you see him, speak, keep it there, no additional conversation needed. So, and then, you know, I'm also trying to be the turned up bridesmaid, right? Because I felt like I'm the turned up friend. So I feel like she's depending on me to pull up in Charlotte and be like the turn up friend. So I was able to do that. Everything went well. I ended up having to help out a little bit during the reception or whatever to make sure everything went smoothly. But ended up being a beautiful wedding. Super excited for my friends. Shout out to Kristen and Lance. Really happy for y'all. Waiting for the babies, guys. But I did run into my ex, and the conversation was way more than I expected. So that was a little bit draining mentally, right? He didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. It was just a little draining mentally. I don't know how he felt about it. So my plan of action did not go the way I expected it to go. I expected it to be like, I'm going to do this, like whatever, and this is how it's going to be, and it didn't go that way. But anyways, it ended up being fine. No big deal. I get back home. I'm in my new apartment. I am drained. I'm talking about I get back, I fly out Charlotte on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Like I meant I was gonna get home, start packing, like, or you know what? I'm sorry. I get back home. I was already moved, so I was not starting to pack. I plan to get back. And what did I have to do that following weekend? Don't recall. But anyways, get back. I'm just happy to be in my bed because I slept in my new apartment one night, right? And then I had to immediately leave. So I get back. And y'all, I had this whole situation in the parking garage. Once I got back, it was a whole disaster. So when I get home, I'm so hungry that like I was like, I'm just gonna go to McDonald's, get some food, and I'm getting in my bed. Y'all pull up to McDonald's and the line is like wrapped around the building. I'm like, who the fuck even eats McDonald's like that? And it's Sunday at noon. Like y'all not at church or at your grandma's house or something. So I'm like, at this point, sleep over food. I come here, do not pass go, do not collect $200, and I come here and get straight in my bed. Get in my bed, and I am like so tired that my body is on still on like this like emotional high. Like my friend just got married, I was just traveling, all this, but my mind is like exhausted. So I get in the bed, trying to sleep. I'm in and out of sleep. Probably around like 7, 8 that night, I hear like some jiggling on my doorknob, and I'm like, there's no way. Like there's just absolutely no way. Now y'all can see right there. I have this is the holder for my doorbell camera. So I have a doorbell camera. And so I check it. Somebody's trying to fucking get into my apartment. Like I have actual live footage of it. So that was just like, I've been living here for all of like 4 days at this point, and this is happening. So I ended up calling like the non-emergency line on the police or whatever, just like I'm reporting it. They never sent the police out. Like it was just a whole situation. So that had me stressed out. I'm like mentally exhausted from the conversation that I had with my ex. I'm mentally exhausted from like life. All right, so that's like Sunday. Come fucking Monday or Tuesday, I get an email from the couple that I had did the wedding for the week prior to my friend's wedding. And they sent me the nastiest fucking email complaining about all of these things. Now, mind y'all, I've been in business for a really long time. I've only had one bride that had a complaint, and I've done several weddings. Everyone else always loves me. And that bride, like, you know what it is? You want to know what the common theme is? It's that not listening to my professional opinion. When I tell you what I think is best and you go against it, it typically ends up making for a bride and groom that are not happy, and me being in a situation where I have to figure it out, which is fine because that's my job. But it doesn't always leave me with the best tools, right? Because I'm having to utilize whatever is at my hand at the exact moment. So a few things happened with that couple, and they were a little upset with me because the choices that I made, they felt like I shouldn't have made those choices. But it wasn't my fault that we were in the situation that we were in. So they were unhappy about some things, like just logistical things or whatever. Me trying to kind of go with the flow, figure it out in the process, and they're like, you know, you should have asked us. And like, that's not my policy. My policy is I'm not going to go ask the bride and groom on the day of the wedding how to problem solve. I'm going to solve the problem, and then we'll talk about it later if need be. So they sent me this email, and it just took me to a place, y'all, where I just went like, I'm over it. I don't know what God is doing. I don't know what the universe is doing, but I'm tired and I don't want to do it no more. So it just sent me to a place where I was just like, what's the point of working so hard? What's the point of busting my ass? I'm traveling back and forth to Virginia. Like, you're complaining. Mind you, they have been a high maintenance couple the whole time. They've been high maintenance since I met them. But like, I should have known that like in the process, they were going to really, really, really set me off because like they had just been super extra the whole time. But with that being said, you know, the email just was like the final straw for me. I'm just like, I can't, like, I am done. So that just sent me to like a place where I just completely like just pulled away from everyone. Like, I wasn't talking to friends. I wasn't talking to family. I was just like, I need an actual mental break. But during all of this, I have like a month until my next wedding, less than a month at this point to my next wedding. So I'm still having to be like, you know, happy wedding planner person and all these things. So shit's going crazy at work. So we're approaching the end of the quarter at work. The end of the quarter was the last day of October, and so this is only my second end of quarter with the company, or is it my third? I started in March, so it's my second end of quarter with the company. And I was just like, you know, kind of comparing it to how the last end of quarter went. But they had told me like, oh, because our fiscal calendar is different from like the the regular calendar or whatever. So they had told me like in the second quarter, or is it in the third quarter? Sorry, in the third quarter, it's typically our most busy quarter at this company. So like be prepared. And actually, that's not my first end of quarter. That was my third, actually, because now that I'm thinking about it. But when I started, I was only 2 weeks away from the last end of quarter, so like it was much slower. They weren't like piling the work on. Y'all, it was going crazy. Work was blowing up. Like they was like, I need this, I need this, I need that, and I'm just like, y'all, I'm one person, and y'all know I'm the only person in my company that does my job. And so like when I'm out, nothing is happening. So like I'm like trying to wedding plan. I'm trying to like go to all these meetings, attend all these meetings, be there for my clients. And I'm trying to like travel, do all the things I have to do, all while my job is just like blowing me up. So like mentally, I'm just like going down, going down, going down. And I felt myself sinking. And the good thing was is I was able to tell people like, hey, I'm sinking. But I was still trying to be like that friend that I am to everybody, like that super great show up. And I was just like, at some point, girl, you gotta show up for yourself. So I just had to like tell myself like it's okay to just need a break. It's okay to just be like relax. So I tried to do that. That didn't happen. September was just a really, really, really shitty month for me. Good things happened, but it was really hard. So then, fast forward to October, I'm thinking new month, everything will be good. Like all I gotta do, I kept telling everyone, all I gotta do is make it through this wedding. Once I make it through this wedding, which was the second week in October, like everything will get better. It'll get better. So I'm pushing through. The wedding went amazing. My couple was so happy, y'all. It was beautiful. Oh my gosh, I gotta ask them for the pictures because I'm trying to get it published. Everything went amazing. It was beautiful. I had so much fun. Like it was a great, great experience. I was in Virginia. I got to see a lot of people. I got to hang out with people. Great experience. Loved it. But then while all that's going on, I'm still having to work. And it's like we're getting closer and closer to the end of the quarter. Y'all, them last 2 weeks of work was just like piled on, to the point where it was just like when it was over, I was just like, what the fuck was that? So I'm like stressed out. So we're talking about September, October just being completely nuts. So like I told myself and all my friends, I just gotta make it to November, y'all. Once I get to November, everything's gonna be good. Like we're gonna be straight. I was so excited. I even offered to host like Thanksgiving, all of that. I'm like making all these plans or whatever. So no, November was not what it should have been. Again, my memory is so bad, y'all. And it's honestly, I don't know how much y'all know about like mental health and memory, but they are said to be very closely aligned. So when you're going through like mental health things, it's not uncommon to like have a bad memory about things. So like mind y'all, I'm high stress during this time, like high stress during this time. So we'll fast forward to Thanksgiving because that's like the first thing I can think of. Yeah, like the day before Thanksgiving, I started like super sick. Ended up having like E. coli. And I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner for all of my friends. So we're talking about like violently ill, but also, bitch, you gotta cook a turkey. Like, you know what I'm saying? So prior to that, mind you, I have had a cold every single month except for December so far. So I had a really severe cold. Oh, sorry, I didn't tell you I got COVID in September. Duh, so that's what happens. So when I get back from my friend's wedding, I'm sick as fuck, and that's when I get that email. And I kept testing for COVID, and it kept coming back negative. I lose my sense of taste. I'm have coughing, everything like what COVID is supposed to be. See, I know I had COVID at the end of last year or whatever. So I ended up getting COVID, and it never tests positive. And apparently at this time, whatever strain was going around at this time, people were not testing positive until like the symptoms were like completely over. So I'm doing like PCR tests, I'm doing at-home tests, I'm doing everything. Not testing positive. So y'all, I lose my sense of taste, and I'm just now starting to get it back. And this was like mid-September. So I'm definitely before that I already had a cold. But like, I started feeling like shitty. So like, I'm sick at that point. I think I was sick that time I was sick for a long time. Turn around, get sick again in November, and I'm sick for pretty much the whole month of November. No, I get sick in October. I get better. I get sick again in October. It goes away. Then I get sick again in November. I get this shitty cold in November. Then I get, and I mean, to me, it's like at that point I was even sicker than what I was in September because I was actually not feeling good. Oh, I'm forgetting everything. So I got the COVID booster and my flu shot. And of course, that gave me terrible side effects. I've never had side effects from it before. Y'all, after that day, I am like sick with like the worst cold flu type symptoms ever. Like chills, hot, like it was a nightmare. Fever. So that goes on. So the fever and all that stuff clears up, but like the sniffles and the cough and all that continues on from like that like second week in November all the way through like Thanksgiving. So I'm still sick at Thanksgiving. Then I get the freaking norovirus. I'm so sick before Thanksgiving that I cannot go to the grocery store to get my groceries. I'm literally ordering my groceries online. Go to pick up my groceries from an online order. They canceled my whole order. It's the day before Thanksgiving. And I'm like, where am I gonna get all my stuff? Y'all know, like, you need macaroni noodles and cheese and all the things that are hot commodities at, like, y'all know, heavy whipping cream, all the things that are hard to find at the holidays. I'm like, y'all don't have none of my stuff. So they ended up, like, getting my order together, pulling it together, and ended up delivering it to me because they made a complete mistake by canceling the order for no reason. So I get my stuff, and I'm like, okay, woosah moment. Then I start feeling terrible, like, that afternoon. Ended up having, like, food poisoning, E. coli. And when I tell y'all I pushed through and cooked for all of my friends, I pushed through, cooked for all of my friends, ate a little, drank a little, but it felt terrible. So like that Friday morning, I was flying out to go to Virginia. I had made plans to go with my friend to a football game. So I'm like, and it's in DC. So I fly, I push through, I try to have a good weekend. I'm like still I'm sniffling everywhere I go. I'm taking all kind of decongestants. Like, mind y'all, throughout this whole process, I'm not really able to work out like I want because I'm sick and my body's just telling me like, girl, sit down. So like, I get a little workout in. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna force myself to start feeling better. So I make that quick trip to Virginia. I leave that Friday, like early in the morning at like 8 in the morning to go to Virginia. And I leave again that Monday. So I'm there, super quick trip. Get back here and my body's like, yeah, you need to sit down. So finally I'm like sitting down. It's like that Monday I'm like relaxing all day. So that Tuesday I told myself like, you've been off your game with the workout, like you're gonna get back on. And my favorite day to work out at Orange Theory is Tuesdays because my favorite coach does this like themed class every Tuesday called Trap Tuesdays where basically he just plays like all hip hop music. Love it. It makes it so much fun. I'm like such a music workout person. So I literally posted on Instagram, and if you follow me, you saw it. Like, okay, I have no excuses. The month of December is open. Like, outside of going home for Christmas, I'm able to lock in, focus. Because I told myself I was going to have the best body that I've ever had by New Year's. And so I'm, like, excited. I go to Orange Theory. I leave on my way home, minding my business. And I get into a freaking car accident. And I total my car. And break my thumb and hurt my wrist and do a bunch of other stuff. You can still kind of see where I had a really serious injury to my hand, and I broke all 3 of these nails and a bunch of other stuff. Won't go into super major details, but my airbag's deployed. So we're talking about a serious accident, y'all. Like, we're not talking about like that was traumatic as fuck. I'm not gonna talk about that right now. I'll talk about that later at a later day. Very traumatic. But y'all, break my thumb, as in no working out. Girl, we heard you. The universe heard what you said, but you about to sit your ass down. And I'm like devastated because I'm like, I was like super like ready to go hard. Like I was planning on doing something like trying to work out like 20 days the month, 25 days of the month, something like that. Like work out every day leading up to leaving for Christmas or whatever. Because I am going home for Christmas this year. Yeah, so did not work out like that. And that experience has just been very shitty. Like, I have to get a new car. A lot of stuff I just don't want to talk about right now. But, yeah, ended up with a broken thumb, so that's where I am today. Thank God I'm here. Thank you, Lord. It could have been more serious, and thankfully, I've never broken a bone before. Like, I've, like, kind of, like, I guess I've had like a minor fracture in my ankle a long time ago when I was a kid. One of my cousins was like, you know, somebody picks you up and they spin you around by their hands. And she was a bigger girl and I was little. And so she did it, but like she kind of let go and I fell. She tripped. And so she let go and I fell and then she fell on my ankle. So like messed up my ankle. But anyways, so yeah, that's where we are today. We are 14 days into the year, into the month, and I thought I was gonna have this December of like working out, getting back in my groove, like getting my time, reclaiming my time, okay? But I am still very appreciative. God can still continues to bless me. The weapons have formed, but they have not prospered. And I just want to say thank you, Lord. I'm appreciative. I'm grateful. All of that. But it has definitely been not the easiest thing to deal with mentally, right? So that's where I am now. I am. Am I dating? I think I'm dating. I think. I guess. With dating, with me always comes some bullshit. So, for whatever reason, I'm not dating like seriously dating. Like I mean casually dating, right? But whenever we start talking about dating, with me comes the crazies from the past. And so, in addition to deciding I'm gonna dip my toe back into dating again, I additionally have to deal with the crazies from the past. So I've been dealing with like people sending me messages from fake accounts. So that's been fun. Um, I've been dealing with trying to nurse my injury. This has been challenging, y'all. This has been probably the most challenging part is that there's certain things I'm just limited. Like my ponytail is not tight right now because I cannot make a tight ponytail without using my thumb on both hands. So that's why my ponytail is kind of like loose. I can't really do a lot. I can't work out. I'm not cleared to work out. Went to the doctor today and they gave me somewhat of a timeline, so we'll see how that plays out. I haven't even drank no wine, so let me drink my wine. So they gave me somewhat of a timeline on that, but like I can't clean like I want to. Tried to make up my bed. That was really hard. I can only text with one hand. You know, I'm like, look, you can't text with this, right? So that's been kind of challenging. Not even kind of challenging. That has sucked. So dealing with nursing this injury, and I'm also still experiencing other injuries. Like if you watch my last YouTube, you'll probably see that I have bruising all down the side, and you'll see that I have a pretty severe scar right here from the airbag or the seatbelt. I don't know which one it was. And some bruising on my stomach and on my legs and whatnot, but my wrist is hurting. My wrist does not seem to be getting better, which is weird. So like, and it's not broken because they did x-rays on that, so that's not broken. But it's been kind of like just not healing like it's supposed to, so that's been annoying. But it's just been a lot, y'all. So I'm looking forward to one, seeing my grandma. Like y'all know it's my girl. I just miss my grandma. Looking forward to seeing her at the holidays. My brother did come to see me last weekend, so I got to see him. Got to hang out with him a little bit. But I'm looking forward to like seeing my family, hang with my family. I'm gonna be home for an extended amount of time. So I'm looking forward to that. But overall, 2020 can go. Like I have been in pain like most of this year, right? Because y'all know the first half of the year was the issues with my back until I got my injections in my back. So that was until like May. So then I had a break on the pain from like May to November, and then this happens. So yeah, I am just looking forward to not being on God's strongest soldiers list for 2023. Like I have been on it for like a long time, and I'm just ready for a break. I just want peace and quiet. I don't want to be bothered. I just want to be left alone. Like whatever it takes to not deal with a whole bunch of stuff. So with that being said, there's a few things I do want to just discuss that are like on the top of my mind. One of them was kind of reference what I said. Let that man go in peace. Y'all leave the women that are starting to talk to guys even when it's not serious alone. Creating fake pages and all that stuff. It's a mental illness, baby. Get you a psychiatrist. Like, get you some medicine. Do something. Talk to your friends or something, because y'all gotta stop that. It's like, it's so annoying. So for me, it's just like, it's been annoying. You know, I don't entertain it. Like, I'm not gonna go back and forth with no fake page, because it's like, you not even like real enough to say it to my face, and it's not even nothing to say to my face. Like people are assuming things. I'm not in a relationship, not even close to being in a relationship, so it's like y'all getting worked up over nothing. Like a bad bitch, but like you don't have to be that intimidated by me and my little old presence. Like that's crazy. So I just want to leave y'all with that. In 2023, if you're still out here on some bullshit behind a relationship, behind a man or a woman or dating, y'all stop. Stop. Leave people alone. Don't nobody want to be bothered. We are too old. Go make some money. Go find a new man. Go find a new woman. Go find a hobby. Something. But leave people alone. But we're going to leave that there. The last thing I kind of want to talk about is music, because can we talk about the fourth quarter? The fourth quarter has been lit. This Drake and 21 Savage Her Lost album, perfect. Love it. It's like maybe like 2 skips on there. Love it. My favorite song on there is Pussy and Millions. Drake's a little chatty Cathy, whatever you want to call it on there, but y'all know Drake. He just gives major light skinned nigga energy. I don't know how he was my number 1 most listened to artist this year, but I think what ended up happening was that I listened to a lot of old Drake, and I didn't listen to that much music in the car, and that's where I do most of my listening time. So I think I probably must have just been listening to Drake. But Drake was my number 1 most listened to artist this year, followed by Mariah the Scientist. I don't know if I've talked about her a lot up here, but I talk about her on Instagram. Y'all get into Mariah. Love her music. I'm gonna talk about SZA next because another perfect album. But it's very similar, like R&B, and I'm not an R&B girl. If you know me, I'm a rap girl. I'm a hip hop girl. I'm not an R&B girl. I don't think I've had an R&B artist in my top 5 since they started the whole, year in wrap up, whatever. So that's how much I love Mariah. That's how much I listen to her. Fire, love her. Similar to SZA, like toxic R&B, like fuck my ex, or like, just real. What I do like about Mariah is that she does make songs about when women fuck up and when women do wrong things, and it's not all just lack of accountability. Not that SZA always is either, but you know what I'm saying. So, Mariah the Scientist EP this year was really, really good. But SZA gonna drop the album on us and just start out the gate like with SOS, just like crazy. Y'all, the album is so good. It was worth the wait, but like Control is just such a solid album. Like Control is classic, right? I don't know how I feel. Like I don't know which one I like more yet. It's still Control right now. But this album was just really, really good, and I love that we got more songs. How do I feel about skips? There are skips, but even the ones that I feel like are skips, I still could sit and listen to. Like if the album were to just play through, I'm not mad about listening, right? Like I'm like, okay, fine, like whatever. I just want to know, like, what was y'all tell me, like, where were y'all at musically this year? I listened to a lot of old stuff, so a lot of my favorite songs from like 2020, 2021, 2019 are still in my top, like whatever that the Apple thing or whatever is, because I'm still listening. Oh, the new Roddy Ricch Beat the Streets 3, 4, whatever it is. Liked it. Sounds like the Roddy that I like. Sounds like the Roddy that got me excited with his last album. I mean the album before last, not the album from. It was the album this year or was it last year? Whatever it was, didn't like it. But I like Feed the Streets. That's been like I'm still sick, y'all. That's been like really that's been really good. It's been heavy rotation for me as well. But I just want to know how y'all are feeling about music. Like y'all tell me. But since I talked about so much like negative shit, I just want to be clear. Hold on. While 2022 has been putting me through hell, there has been some great moments as well. And I think it's important to share some of those, as well. So like, I want to start off that at the beginning of this year, I left a job in a toxic situation, and I'm now at a much better job. I'm much more appreciative. I'm much more happy. I made it to a year in Houston, and I don't feel like when I go home no more, like I don't feel this like sickness or like, I gotta go back to Houston. I'm gonna miss everything. I kind of feel like when I get back here, I feel a little relieved. Like, okay, I'm home. I have some really good friends and really close people out here with me. I was able to travel and do some really cool things this year. And, while none of my vacations this year were like how I like my vacations to normally be, they were just good travel experiences, right? I did go to new places that I hadn't been, but I'm looking forward to next year, building upon that and really getting a chance to like do that and kind of experience things more. But I had some really good trips this year. My family has just really pulled me through. My cousins has pulled me through with laughter and like, the ability to make jokes even though, we may be grieving or going through hard times. Like every time I go home, well, almost every time I go home, getting to see them, getting to love them. My brother makes it a point, even if I like have zero time to see my brother, he makes it a point to make sure I see him every time I'm home. Where you gonna be at? What you gonna be doing? Like he pulls up on me, so that I'm appreciative of. I'm a friendships who understood the seasons that I was in, that like did not take the hard like few months I was going through. They understood that at the end of the day, like I'm not trying to be a bad friend. I'm just in a really rough season right now, and like being able to openly say that to people, like to struggle with things mentally and to be able to say, hey, I'm not in the best place right now, but hope you can understand. And having friends that do understand, completely invaluable. You know, independence, right? I think just being able to do what I want. And it's like, I'm a 35-year-old woman. I can come and go as I please. I'm definitely not rich, but I can do a lot of things that I want to do. I can see things that I want to see. I can experience things that I want to. And, I'm looking forward to more of that. Like, yes, this season has been a little tricky, but there has been so many blessings. Like, I work in an industry right now. I'm in the software industry, and people are I'm in tech. I'll say that on the broader scheme of things. I'm in tech, and I don't know if y'all keeping up with what's going on in tech, but people are getting laid off left and right, and people are losing their jobs, and companies are laying off 10,000 people and 15 and 5. And I have managed to keep a job, and I feel like I still have job security. Even though the industry's up and down, I still feel like I'm valuable enough to my company that should it come down to a choice, that I feel secure. But I also know that I work for a company who's doing everything they can to make sure that I feel secure and that we all feel secure as employees or whatever. And that's like big. So knowing that I'm making it through a really difficult season in my industry, untouched, is really big. I'm really sad I missed Afrotech. I really wanted to go this year, but I did not want to ask my company to pay because of the state of like the industry, right? And so I was like, let me not do that. Like, I'll just pay myself. And then when it came down to it, I just didn't want to pay myself. So next year, I'm just gonna figure out a way to just go, even if I have to pay myself, and just chalk it up to like networking or whatever. But next year, I'm gonna be Afrotech, having fun, shaking ass, but networking and meeting people and all of that, y'all. If you're in tech, it's definitely a good experience. I had some friends who went and they really enjoyed it. So it has been a year where I can reflect on so much. But y'all know, like, one of the most powerful things is that like I be going through stuff, but every single time God makes a way. And I think that like, with this most recent situation, the car accident, I just been like, oh God, how, why, what am I gonna do? Like all these. It's like, girl, stop stressing. Because every single time God pulls up, and he pulls up every single time. He pulls through with an upgrade every single time. And every time I'm like, how am I going to make it? How am I going to do this? It works out. So I'm just really appreciative that that's the situation that I'm in or whatever. So I just want to wrap it up with positivity. And y'all, thank y'all. This has not been the most consistent year of the podcast. This has not been easy to like find time to do things. Like I have a good amount of free time, but deciding to do this and set up for recording is just a lot. So I appreciate y'all. And I'll end it with this really cool moment. Then her name is slipping me right now, but about 2 weeks ago, I was out at brunch, and one of the fans of the podcast, came to like me and was like, oh my gosh, I listen to your podcast. I'm a fan, me and my cousin. And she came and spoke, and she was so sweet and so cool. And she was in Houston visiting, and I'm so happy she came and say hi. And y'all know, like, I was literally just like, I'm not even recording nothing else for the rest of the year. Like, they be alright, they can wait till 2023. And just meeting her and having that experience really prompted me to want to do this episode, because I really wanted to take the time to thank y'all for like actually supporting me. And being consistent. And like I know that like the podcast has gone through ups and downs and changes, and we're doing this, we're doing that, and I'm gonna not record no more, and then I'm gonna record again, and I'm not gonna record. Like I know I've done all of that, y'all, but I'm trying to figure it out. And so I don't want to make any promises for 2023. But I do enjoy this. I do love this. It's just that when you're going through difficult days and you're like frustrated, because that's what it is. It's not like anything like depression, super, anything. It's like frustration and just stress of like life. When you're going through like seasons of frustration, it's really hard to want to pull up and talk about your life and be like, let's talk about current events. Like, it's really, really trash. So, finding the time to do it is something I'm gonna have to work on. But I'm already claiming that 2023 is. I'm not even gonna say it. My thumb's starting to hurt, y'all. I'm not gonna claim that 2023 is gonna be my year because I ain't never been that girl. But I'm gonna claim that 2023 is gonna be a year that I experience like way more ups than downs. And even this year, it's been more ups than downs. I'm alive. My family's alive. You know, I have good health for the most part. You know, I got great friends. A family that loves me unconditionally. Like, people that support me that don't even know me. Like, I am super appreciative, but I'm hoping to build upon that in 2023 and for it to just get bigger and greater and more blessings, more abundance, more of God pouring positivity into me. So, with that being said, y'all, thank y'all. Like, for real, from the bottom of my heart, thank y'all. I didn't even tell y'all this. I don't remember if I told y'all, but I got Invisalign back in June. Because I got my wisdom teeth taken out like 10 years ago. My teeth started spacing out so crazy, and I got really, really insecure about it. Like, really, really insecure about it. And so I got Invisalign back in June, so I just got it taken off yesterday, 2 days ago. And so I love my new smile. It's not that new because my teeth weren't super messed up, but I love them so much more now. And so I do have to start a second round of that in like January, but it's not going to be as long. This last round was like 5.5 months. So I'm hoping the next one will be like maybe 3-4 months or whatever, maybe less than that. But I did do that this year, and that has been great. It cost me a lot of money, but I love my new smile, so I'm looking forward to finishing paying for that next year and just getting to pour more into myself from a positive way and getting to do some new traveling and stuff. So with that being said, I keep saying with that being said, but to wrap it up, y'all, thank y'all. Thank you for the support. Thank you for laughing with me. Thank you for crying with me. And just thank you for the consistency of support, you know, of whatever I'm doing. If it's that a product review or a podcast or a video or whatever, just thank y'all. Y'all know how to lock in with me. Y'all know my personal Instagram is at BrittJWell. Y'all know the podcast Instagram is the Be Unfiltered podcast. And I am going to work on some new stuff for y'all. I hope to have some new stuff for y'all in the new year. I'm just going to find the time to do it. And instead of talking about it, I'm just going to pop it up on y'all. And y'all going to be like, oh, she popping. She got it going on. Like, she just gave us some new stuff. So I got some things in mind. I got some people I want to bring on in mind. I just got to find the calmness to do it. So thank y'all for hanging in there with me. I ain't even really drink my wine, so I'm about to probably drink my wine, watch a Christmas movie, and try to enjoy the holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever. Celebrate with your family. Love on your people, y'all. Life is so short. We just lost Twitch to reported possible suicide. If y'all watch Ellen show, like, y'all know he was like up there for like, I think over 15 years he was on that show. Very, very sad. He outwardly seemed like a happy person. So, you know, love on your people, take care of your family, take care of your friends, check on them. I saw a post the other day that was like, don't just ask people, you know, how they're doing or assume from Instagram, but like actually reach out. So y'all reach out to people. If y'all need somebody to talk to, I'm here. I love talking. I'm a crier. So if you want somebody to cry with, y'all, I'll cry with you. I love that. I'm an empath, so I'm down for all the tears. If you got something happy you want to talk to somebody about, I'm here for that too. Take care of yourselves with the holiday. Be safe. Have a happy new year. Y'all probably will not see me again until 2023. So hopefully when y'all see me again, I'm healed physically, mentally, and I'm in a better situation. Pray for my dating life. Child, it's still hard out here. And I want to I'm ready. I don't want to say I'm ready to be in a relationship again. Okay, I might be ready to be in a relationship again. So yeah, just positive vibes all around. I'm sending them to y'all. I received them from y'all. Give me feedback. Talk to me in the comments. Not text me because some of y'all don't have my number. But y'all that have my number, text me. Tell me if you like this episode. Tell me what you think the best things I did this year was. What did you enjoy the most? What can I improve on? I'm open to feedback. I want to hear from y'all. So thank y'all. The support is just so amazing. I love y'all. To my family, because I have an aunt that watches every episode. Thank you. I love you. To my friends, thank y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for loving on me when it's hard. And I'm just so appreciative. Thank you, God, for continuing to bless me, watch over me. My blessings are just overflowing. So I am so appreciative. And y'all have a great holiday and a happy new year. Stay safe. And I'll see y'all in 2023.
It's the Be Unfiltered podcast.